I'm here with Brittany Denaro, Lightning. Actually, we were just talking about that before we started this. So, how are you? How you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm very well. And as always, thank you for taking the time. I'm glad you're back on East Coast time, so this isn't too early for you.
Yeah, perfect.
Now, before we start with getting into the whole Vixen thing, you and I crossed paths a few times, actually more than a few times. I don't know if you realize this, back in the mid to late 90s, when you were Jaded. I was in a band. We played more than a few shows with you guys back, the station and all around New England.
Yeah.
And I remembered you from there. And when I started following you a little bit. Years later, I noticed you were playing. You were doing stuff on TV and also, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, that she seems familiar. She's very familiar. And then when I went back and looked, it was like, yeah, she played with Jaden, and we shared the same stages a few times. So it was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, those were good times. I love all those venues.
Yeah, we did a lot of the. I think you guys did too. We did a lot of openers for the the '80s bands passing through, and I know Jaded did. You toured with Wasp, I believe.
Yep, we did. We did some dates in Europe with them and everything. Yeah, yeah, we were on the same circuit. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, so let's go to Vixen first. So how did this come about? Because it's almost like it seems like a natural progression for going from Jaded and then through everything else, which we'll get into that your career has gone through, to get to the point where you are now in Vixen, full-time member, I assume.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So talk to me about like how that came about, like what you went through to did they contact you? Did you hear through the grapevine that they were looking for somebody, or did it just happen?
Yeah. It kind of just happened. Well, yeah, I'm thrilled because I always, like you said, love playing with females and girl bands and stuff.
Yep.
So it is the perfect fit, I think. I moved out to LA about a year and a half ago from the East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
and I started just playing in Paradise Kitty, which is an all-girl Guns N' Roses tribute band.
Yep.
And so we were doing some shows, and we played the Monsters of Rock cruise. And we did a pre-party for that, and through that, his manager was there because he works on the cruise as well, helps run it. And I think he saw me at that pre-party and knew that the band was looking. And then I had a couple other friends recommend me when they heard that they were looking for somebody. And so I came from a few different sources, and then I went down. I learned their 30-minute set. Went down and jammed with the girls, and it was a good fit. And they're awesome. I really like working with them. They have great personalities, and so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it seems like it was pretty seamless. Now Vixen was just at Mohegan, I think, was it a month ago or so? And I missed I missed it again. So hopefully, hopefully next time. And they seem to play Mohegan a lot too. So hopefully next time I can get back out there. So, is there anything in the way of like new music coming, or is it just going to be touring?
Yeah, there is new music coming.
Oh, cool.
We're working on a new studio album. So we're writing right now. We've been sending tracks back and forth. Everybody lives all over the place. So I'm in LA, Roxy's in Detroit, Cher is in Florida, and Janet's in Connecticut. So it's hard to get everybody all in one room. But we've been sending files back and forth, and we're working on some ideas right now. And we hope to have a new album out soon. And I think we're also going to plan on doing a live album as well.
Yeah, so. I was going to ask about that, a live album or even a DVD or anything like that. Now, you're doing the Monsters of Rock cruise again. It seems like Vixen's a staple on that. And that's another thing I need to get to.
You definitely have to. So last year was my first one. I played with Paradise Kitty on it, and it was so much fun. And come on.
I know. But the problem with me on cruises is I get sick on boats. So...
I did a little too, but that Dramamine and those wristbands.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. So, and so no idea, no timetable whatsoever on the new Vixen album, or is it just gonna do it as it comes?
As soon as we finish writing, so we've got some ideas floating around. So as soon as we kind of flesh those out a little bit more, then we're just gonna hop in the studio. So hopefully soon, hopefully within the next couple months.
I know. one of the main features of this podcast, me being a guitar player myself, is I like to talk guitars and gear. So
Yeah.
nowadays, what brand guitars, or if you have any endorsements, or what brands are you playing as far as guitars go?
Yeah, I have been playing my Charvel for these first few Vixen shows I've been doing, and I'm kind of go back and forth between that and my Jackson R1 Flying V. Yeah, I mean those are perfect because there's a lot of like whammy stuff, so I gotta have the Floyd Rose in this band for sure. But I like them both, for different reasons. The Jackson, I have a cracked mirror Jackson that was a custom. It's really cool. So I'm gonna be bringing that out a little bit more. I needed to get a flight case for it because it comes in a massive hard case. It's just like you could like put a body in it. Yeah. So the Charvel's easier because it's lighter and more.
You can carry that on if you have to.
What's that?
Yeah, you can carry that on if you have to.
Yeah.
So now, as far as amps go and pedal, are you a big like? Obviously, you're using amps, but are you a big like pedal board person, like tons of pedals, or you just keep it pretty simple?
Yeah, you know what? I just upgraded my setup, and I'm using those more mini pedals.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, and they're so small, and it's like the whole board is like this big, and it fits in my backpack, and it's amazing, and they sound great too. So I've been using those. I just have I have like a digital delay, an analog delay. There's this pedal called the Juicer, which is kind of like a tube screamer. Yep. And that one sounds really good. And then a little mini tuner pedal. Oh, and then a mini chorus / rotary type pedal.
Is it? I'm assuming it's a lot of backline amps that you're using when you're flying here to there, but when you are able to bring your rig, what amp is your choice right now?
Yeah, backline I usually just get just Marshalls. I pretty much just play Marshalls for now. I used to, like in Jaded and stuff, still have my PV Triple X head, which I still love.
I had one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, for the most part.
Which Marshall do you prefer out of the
2000?
That's another one. I played that one for like 15 years before I got the Friedman.
Those are awesome.
Yeah. Now let's go back a little ways. Jaded, you had a couple albums with Jaded, and where did you go from there as far as give me the years and what you moved on to next from Jaded?
Sure, yeah. So Jaded kind of, we kind of slowed down around 2010 or 2011, I think, somewhere around there. And at that time, I was like, maybe I kind of just want to just play guitar and not like worry about everything else and running a band and stuff like that. So a friend of mine told me about open auditions for Lady Gaga. And I had never really auditioned for anybody before, and so I went down to do that, and I spent like a week rehearsing with her and her band, got all the callbacks, and was really close to getting it, but at the end I didn't. But then from that, people remembered me from those auditions that were also there, and so then they recommended me for other gigs, and a great friend of mine, Hayden from that, helped me out and recommended me for Alejandro Sanz gig, which was a big Latin artist, and so I did that tour, and then I started doing, helping out with morning shows and radio shows and stuff with Rachel Platten, and did some stuff with Jason Derulo, and go ahead.
No, I was going back to Lady Gaga. Why does she call you the closer?
Oh, I think, because it was kind of like, I didn't know what to expect, right? And at the audition, so I learned like her whole album, like on the way to New York, just trying to like jam it all in. But then when we got there, she was like, just impress me, just do something, so I just kind of, I don't know, just was really flashy and shreddy and just came in and just, I think she was impressed and didn't expect that or something. So she was like, all right, you're the closer. It's like in a baseball game when we need to just like seal the deal at the end of the game, we're throwing you in. So.
That's cool. Hey, Lady Gaga give you a name, so can't beat that. So now you went on countless TV shows, and from Live with Michael and Kelly, or whatever it's called. Good Morning America. Been on Nickelodeon. What when you're preparing for a show like that? Like what really goes into? Is there a lot of rehearsal like while you're there, or is it just you show up, your techs get everything ready, and you get on the air and you play? Do you get to rehearse or play through a song or two like before you actually hit the air and do that live?
We'll do a sound check to make sure every thing is
right.
Working right, because it's live, so that's scary. We usually would just run through like a section and make sure it's all good, and then 3, 2, 1, you're on live. Which is always a little nerve-wracking, but at first, but so that was a really cool experience. Yeah.
What's the biggest crowd you've played to? It had to be with Alejandro.
Yeah, we played like really good sized soccer stadiums, football stadiums in South America and Mexico. I'd say, I know when we filmed the live DVD, that was a huge audience. I feel like that was like 60,000. That was in Sevilla. That was fun. Yeah, so around 60,000. Yeah.
You got me beat. So now as far as touring with Vixen goes, I was on the website yesterday and I saw just a smattering of dates. Now, is there going to be like any more dates added, or is it going to be just here and there whenever you guys are available, or is it you actually going to do like a full scale tour coming up?
I don't know if we're going to do a full scale tour, but we are going to be adding more dates throughout the summer and the fall, and I think working it around writing the new album and stuff like that, because I know that's a priority. And then once that's done, we'll probably be a lot busier with more live dates and stuff like that. So, and I know we're trying to get to Europe and do some other things as well. So, it's all in the works.
Now, are you going to be doing any other working with any other artists during this time, or are you concentrating on Vixen?
For now, just concentrating writing and stuff, because doing the album is exciting. But I've also been working on my own stuff and doing my own writing as well. I'm always doing things on the side.
So what type, like on your own music, like what type of style, is it the same kind of style as Vixen, or do you branch out into like different styles of guitar playing, or do you sing? Are you singing on your stuff, or is it just like an instrumental?
Actually, it's singing. It's more like pop rock.
Cool.
So it's kind of still developing. I'm still not sure what exactly the sound is. Everything's a little different that's coming out right now, which is good.
What was I going to say? Now, you played some Kiss expos, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, was that with Jaded?
That was with Jaded, yep.
Now, did you get to meet any of those guys from Kiss, or was it just the expos that the fans put on? And
sometimes they were there. Gene wasn't. Gene did not support that. So, and like Paul Stanley was never there. But let's see. I met Peter Criss. I met It was more. I think just about the merch
the fan experience and
the fan, right. And the Kiss Army people and everything. They're all awesome. Yeah.
On the Monsters of Rock cruise, now going off that Kiss question, were you able to jam with any of the other bands that were there? Or was it just Paradise that you played with?
Yeah, I didn't jam with anybody else there. But I know there is a jam, so I might do that this upcoming year.
That's the one thing I worry about going on that cruise, is because being a guitar player, I don't go to many shows anymore because I'm standing in the audience and I'm like, damn, I just want to get up there and play. So if I had to go sit on a cruise ship and see all my favorite bands playing, every 5 minutes, I'd be going crazy. You probably know how it feels. You just want to give me that guitar.
That's funny. Well, I do think there is like a cruiser jam where like people on the cruise can just get up and jam too.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me that. You should not have told me that. No, I got to write this down. I'm grabbing a pen. All right. So anything else that you want to get out there to people, and anything that we haven't gone over that you really want to plug or promote or let people know about that you have going on personally or with the band?
Good question. I think you pretty much covered it. Just stay tuned for the new Vixen album. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, and everybody come on the Monsters of Rock cruise because that's a great party. And stay posted on new dates being announced. And hope to see you on the road somewhere.
Definitely. Do you go to NAMM, by the way, every year?
I do.
All right, cool. Maybe I'll see you out there. I'm finally going. I just had Mark Scott on from Trickster this week's podcast, and he couldn't believe that I've never gone. So I'm going this year. I've been telling everybody I'm going. My hotel's already booked. I'm going. I'll be there this year. So I'll have to. I'll catch you in one of the hallways or something.
Yeah, we'll have to meet up. Sure.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time. So it's perfect. Had a good time. I always enjoy these and learning a little bit more about the people I'm talking to, and the whole deal with this podcast. Yes, it's the guitars and gear and stuff like that, but I try to get people on that I feel more people should know about. So you're one of them. So I hope this for people that don't know who you are, this helps you a little bit and gets more people out to see Vixen.
Yeah, thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Yep.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Many thanks to Brittany Denaro, the new lead guitar player for Vixen. As I said earlier, she is the perfect fit for that band. You can check out all things Vixen at their official website, which is vixenofficial.com. And Brittany has her own website at britlightning.com. I suggest you go there too and check it out. Now, in the next few weeks, I have as guests from the Bret Michaels solo band, Pete Evick, the lead guitar player. Also, multi-platinum producer Michael Wagner. If you don't know who he is, he's probably produced many of the albums that are your favorites, from Ozzy to Metallica to Great White to Warrant. And also, Dennis Dunaway, the original bass player for Alice Cooper. All three of those will also be videocast. Now remember, this episode with Brittany will be up on YouTube at youtube.com/Rich Antonelli. You can download all past episodes of the podcast at therockerdadpodcast.com. You want to check out my official website, my personal website, it's richardantonelli.com. And if you're a Bon Jovi fan and you like following my band, my Bon Jovi tribute band, it's bon-jersey.com. So, thank you again for tuning in and listening. Keep those subscribes coming. Keep sharing this stuff. I really need you guys to share this on your social media to get the word out about the podcast. And until next time, take care.
I am here, and actually, before we start, do you want to be Brittany Denaro? You want to be Brit Lightning? It doesn't matter, or?
It doesn't really matter. No, I have an identity crisis.
Well, I figured with Vixen, you're Brittany Denaro, right?
Well, you know what's so funny? I was going to be, and then I got some custom picks made, and I signed the Brittany Denaro, and the bass player was like, "No, you have to be Brit Lightning. Change your signature." So, I don't know.
All right, you know what? I'll kind of throw both in there when we start here, and
okay.
And then I'll just call you Brittany.
Okay.
Okay. All right.